Hey everyone, if you're out there trying to buy a home, you know that every single dollar, every penny really counts. So, what if I told you the market just made a little shift that could put thousands of dollars back into your budget? Let's get into it. For what feels like the longest time, this has been the story for homebuyers, right? You work so hard to get your finances all lined up, and then boom, the goalposts move again because interest rates ticked up. It's so frustrating. And if you felt that way, you were absolutely not alone. But here is the good news. The market, for all its challenges, is always moving. And just recently, there's been a subtle but really important change in the numbers, a change that could directly help you out. That's right, we're talking about a sudden shift. Mortgage rates have actually started to come down in recent weeks. Now, that might not sound like a huge headline, but as you're about to see, even a tiny drop can have a massive impact on your wallet. Okay, let's look at the actual numbers. Back in January, the average 30-year fixed rate was hovering just under 7%. Fast forward to September, and that same rate is down around 6.3%. Now, I know what you're thinking, that's only about half a point, but trust me, that half a point is everything, and it happened in just a few months. So, what does that half a point drop really mean? It's one thing to see percentages on a screen, but the real question is, how does this actually translate into dollars and cents for your monthly budget? Let's make this real. We're going to use a super common scenario to break it down. Let's imagine we're looking at a pretty typical loan amount, say $400,000. Now let's see how this rate drop plays out. So, what's the bottom line? On that $400,000 loan, that little half-point drop in rates saves you about $150 every single month. That's almost $2,000 a year that stays in your pocket, all because of this one little shift in the market. And this is where it gets really interesting, because that savings gives you two powerful options. One, you can just enjoy having a lower monthly mortgage payment. Awesome. Or two, you could actually take that savings and roll it back into your budget to increase your buying power. That could mean affording a home that was just out of reach a couple of months ago. So this totally changes the reality of your home buying budget. But, just knowing this is only half the battle. To really take advantage of it, you need to act. And that brings us to the single most important thing you can do right now. Get an updated pre-approval. You know how fast this market moves, which is why this is so critical. An updated pre-approval gives you a totally accurate picture of your new, more powerful budget. But even more than that, it lets you act fast. It's not just a piece of paper. It's your ticket to being a serious buyer when you find that perfect home. Let's just break down the advantages here. They're crystal clear. First, you get a real up-to-the-minute budget for today's market, not last month's. Second, you get to see in black and white just how much more home you might qualify for now. And third, it means you're ready to jump with a strong, confident offer the second the right house hits the market. You see, this whole thing really comes down to the power of simply knowing what's going on. It's the perfect example of how what seems like a small, kind of technical shift in the market can create a huge window of opportunity for someone just like you. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. In a housing market this competitive, staying informed is your single biggest advantage. Understanding how these little shifts affect your personal finances, that's what's going to set you up for a win. So now, the real question is for you. With this new information, how has your home budget actually changed? It might be a lot more than you think, and there's really only one way to find out.